With Awaab's law coming into force this October, damp and mould can no longer be treated as just a repairs issue. It's a high-risk compliance challenge, one that demands robust processes, full visibility and auditable action. In 2025, it covers the hazards of damp and mould. Next year, 2026, this extends to include hazards like fire, heat and cold. And in 2027, it extends again to include almost all of the HHSRS hazards. The law has reframed how social landlords approach these issues. It's no longer just about putting damp and mould inspections or jobs in the queue or someone's to-do list and fixing the problem at some point down the road. The law is now the backstop to hold social landlords to account if they don't make repairs quickly enough and put residents at risk. Each and every issue raised by a resident will have a series of countdowns within which you have to act and respond, and being able to show in detail the hows and whens of each action and response will be of critical importance. For social landlords, that means knowing exactly when a case began, how it was classified, and whether every legal deadline was met, not just in principle, but in documented, verifiable fact. That's why we built RepairSense Damp and Mould Insights, to give social landlords that level of clarity and control they need, and importantly, a system that supports and enables compliance today and which scales with the extension of the hazards that the law addresses over the next 2 years. Under Awaab's law, the process begins the moment a landlord becomes aware of a potential hazard. That awareness can come from many sources, such as a tenant's email, a staff observation, a routine inspection, or even a contractor's report. This trigger point starts the legal compliance clock. Once aware, the landlord is obliged to carry out an investigation. This must be led by a person competent to assess the severity of the issue. If there are reasonable grounds to believe the hazard is an emergency, that investigation and the safety works to make the property safe must both happen within 24 hours. For non-emergency issues, a standard investigation must be completed within 10 working days of first awareness. In other cases, a standard investigation must be completed within 10 working days of the first awareness. After the investigation, the hazard must be classified. An emergency hazard is one posing an imminent and significant risk of harm to the resident of the property. A significant hazard poses a serious risk, but not imminently. Other issues are treated as routine and do not trigger the statutory timeframes under Awaab's law. These definitions broadly align with the Housing Health and Safety Rating System and take into account likelihood of harm, severity of outcome, vulnerability of the occupants, and other property-specific factors. For example, damp and mould in a bedroom where young children or the vulnerable sleep, that poses an immediate risk to health. In this case, severe respiratory distress might be considered an emergency hazard requiring immediate investigation and action. Following classification, landlords are required to take appropriate action within the timeframes set by the law. And within 3 working days of investigation, a written summary must be shared with the resident, stating the findings, planned actions, and deadlines for completion. That summary and the audit trail behind it forms the core of your legal compliance record that reasonable endeavours have been made. RepairSense Damp and Mould Insights is a dedicated tool designed to manage these exact risks and help providers to stop chasing the data and chaos and start driving control and compliance. From the moment a case is recorded, you have a complete view of every job, status and deadline. Using current and historic repair data, the platform flags missed jobs, late follow-ups and deviations before they escalate. And because it integrates directly with your housing and repair system, there's no manual entry or duplication. It runs in the background, keeping everything on track. The risk isn't just regulatory, it's reputational and it's personal. Every misstep creates exposure for your teams, your board, and the people living in these homes. RepairSense Damp and Mould Insights is already helping landlords reduce disrepair claims, improve resolution accuracy, and build trust with residents. It gives your teams confidence and your organisation the proof to demonstrate compliance clearly and consistently, whilst being able to monitor and effect process improvements. This is a complex challenge, but with the right system, it's entirely manageable. RepairSense Damp and Mould Insights was built to meet this moment and the subsequent hazard extensions to Awaab's law, and protect both your organisation and the residents you serve.